Welcome to the College of Continuing Studies video series. Today we'll go through the step-by-step process on completing the Continuing Studies Night or online degree application. First, let's talk about who should complete this application. This application is designed for students who wish to pursue a BSU baccalaureate degree primarily at night or online at BSU. So we will suggest that you review the list of night and online degree programs on the Continuing Studies website just to make sure that we have the program that you're interested in. Now, please do not use this application if you want to attend BSU during the day as a day student. We have a separate application. The undergraduate application would be the application for day students. Or if you only want to take a course or two and maybe transfer them back to a different college, then you would use the non-degree student application because you don't want to be enrolled in a degree program, but you do want to take some courses. Or you wish to pursue a graduate degree. If that's the case, you'd use the College of Graduate Studies application. Or lastly, you want a certificate program. Then you would use the certificate program application. So, just a couple important points before you start the application process. First of all, you'll need to supply an email address and you'll need to create a 6-character password, or minimum 6-character password. So we suggest that you write the password and your email address that you're using for the application down and keep it somewhere. So that way, if you need to access the application, you'll be able to just sign in and access it. Second of all, you'll need to send us transcripts from any higher ed institution that you've attended. So you'll need to send them, if you have them in your possession, you'll send them to the College of Continuing Studies office, or if you're requesting them from an institution, you can have them sent to us via email at the address on the screen. To start the application process, you'll visit the College of Continuing Studies website, and you can see our address at the top. And scroll down the page, and on the left-hand side, you'll see the Apply Today button. Just click on that button to go to our application page. Now, it defaults down to the sign-in area. You'll just scroll up just a bit and click on the first application at the top of the page, the Continuing Studies Night or Online Degree application. So first thing I'd like to point out, when filling out the application, any area where you see a red asterisk, that means that field must have some information in it, so it's a required field. So you can see I started to fill out the application just to save a little bit of time. I'm Baby Yoda. I live at 1 Galaxy Way. My address, my email address, my birth date, and it must be in this format, my current zip code. When I get to academic level, there's only one choice. It's continuing studies, and academic discipline is the discipline I wish to study in. I want management, and now I need to create a password. It needs to be a minimum of 6 characters. Click that I'm not a robot, and then I'm going to create my account. So now that I've created my account, you can see that my name is up here. The Continuing Studies contact information is over here on the right. I don't have any current applications because I haven't started to fill out the application. My profile, you can see my name and my address, my email address. And so we'll start the process by clicking on Create New Application. And then I'm going to select a new Continuing Studies application at the top of the page. And I'm going to select Start New Application. Here, I'll select an entry term. I'm coming in fall 2020. I'll submit that, and this will take me to the first page of the application. So we come to the instructions. Here, it's just telling you that you need to supply official transcripts from all colleges or universities that you've attended. Once again, the address is there, and also our contact information. Now we come to the first phase of the application. Describe yourself is going to be your citizenship. admissions information. So have you previously applied to BSU? I have not. Have I attended BSU before? I have not. Have I been out of high school at least 3 years? Yes, I have. And now we come to your admission type. So basically there's two types. Either you're a mass transfer student or you're a continuing studies admission type. So mass transfer is a special program that's offered through the Massachusetts State Community Colleges. You need to follow a specific curriculum. If you're coming from a mass community college within the last several years, you could have taken the mass transfer curriculum. If you're not coming from the Mass State Community College and done that curriculum, then you'll be a continuing studies student. Click on the drop down. I'm a continuing studies student. How often will I be taking courses, full-time or part-time? Really doesn't impact your admissions decision. We're just trying to get a sense of when you want to, how often you want to take classes. And with continuing studies, you can take 1 a semester, you can take 5 a semester. It's really up to what you can handle. I'll be part-time. Where do I want to take classes? So which site? So I'm going to be on the main campus. Program I want to study. So we have all the degree programs with their concentrations. I'm just going to pick the general management concentration. And when do I want to start classes? In fall 2020. Once again, under academic history, we're talking about sending your transcripts. So in this next section, we'll be filling out information about where we attended a college, and most college previously, and most of our continuing studies students have attended 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 colleges. No problem. You just need to let us know where you attended college so we know where to expect to get transcripts from. So have you attended other colleges for credit? I'm going to say yes. And now I'm going to click on Add College. And here I can search colleges by name. So if I went to Bristol Community College, I'll select Bristol Community College and I'll answer some questions. So you would do this for each institution you've attended in the past. So what order? So this was the first college I attended. When did I attend? So I attended from June 1999 to, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back and say September to June 2003. Did I graduate? Yes. What degree type? An associate's degree. You can put the date here. It's not really that important. Or if you're enrolled in a degree program right now, the date you expect to graduate. I can add a second college here, so we'll click on this button to add more colleges. All right. Next, do you plan to apply for financial aid? We strongly suggest that you fill out the FAFSA form, the Federal Financial Aid form. It's free to fill out the form. There's no obligation, but it strongly helps if you're applying for scholarships in the future. A lot of times they'll ask if you filled out the financial aid form. So all you're saying is, yes, I filled it out if you have. You're going to save and continue with the application. So in the next section, you're basically going to be confirming the information that you've entered so far. If you had a different name, at some point in time, you were married or divorced or a maiden name, please supply that to us. That way, if there's a transcript that comes in with a different name, we know that we can match it to your application. The next fields are optional, so gender identity you can pick or not. You can prefer not to disclose. Your address, permanent phone, and cell phone. So we realize a lot of people only have one telephone number these days, maybe a mobile phone. So all you have to do is just fill in one field, if that's the case, and you can just simply copy and paste to fill both fields out. Your email address is correct. Is this your current mailing address? So if you're at a temporary address, you'd supply that to us. So this is just asking us if your current address is different than your permanent address. No, it's not. Make sure your date of birth is correct. Are you a Mass resident? Yes, I am. One very important thing to note, with continuing studies, our night and online courses are the same, cost the same whether you live in state or out of state, so there's no difference. So if you're a continuing studies student and taking night and online courses, there won't be a difference whether you're a Massachusetts resident or a non-resident. Need to supply your social security number. Ethnicity, this is optional. I'm going to fill it out. Lastly, military. So if you are a veteran or currently serving in the military, or your spouse or dependent is in the same situation, please fill this information out. We do have a Veterans Affairs office that works with our veterans or folks who are serving in the military to make sure they're getting all the benefits that they're entitled to. So I'm going to save and continue. And now the last step. Basically here you're going to be confirming the information and answering a few very important legal questions. So disciplinary history, you're just saying that you've answering whether you've been found responsible for a disciplinary violation at any institution that you've attended. That's a no for me. Adjudication disciplinary history, so have you ever been adjudicated guilty or convicted of a misdemeanor, felony, or other crime? No. Certification, I'm certifying that I understand once my application's been submitted, I can't change it. Yes. I'm certifying that all the information in my application is my own work and honestly presented. Yes. And I understand that an offer of admission is conditional pending receipt of final transcripts showing work comparable in quality to that upon which the offer was based. So basically, if you're telling us you have credits from a certain area, you're certifying that this is true. Lastly, I am going to sign the application. And I come down to application fee instructions. So once I submit the application, you'll go to an area where you can pay online the $10 application fee, or if you have an application waiver that you've received from Continuing Studies, you can submit that waiver. Okay, and next steps, after you submit the application fee or the waiver, you'll receive a confirmation message followed by a confirmation email from Continuing Studies that that will notify you that your application was successfully received. Now, if you go back to your student portal, sometimes it will show that you don't have an application on file. All you need to do is refresh your browser and it will automatically show that the application is submitted. So here we are. I'm going to submit my application. And I come to the area where I can make my payment or enter my promo code. Okay, once I've submitted my payment or my waiver code, I'm back at my account page. And you can see I have my application here. It's showing action required because I haven't submitted my transcripts yet. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to contact the College of Continuing Studies at our phone number or our email address.